Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Monday, December 16, 2013. Thank you all for tuning in. There's a lot that took place in the overnight session, so let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to start with the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and you're going to see that the futures have really ramped higher. They're trading up about 9 points at the moment to around 1783 and 3/4. But this is not the entire story. You're going to see last night that the futures plunged right around 10 o'clock at night. They were down about 10 points on the session before creating this or making this dramatic this dramatic comeback. And you can see that the futures really have been holding steady throughout the entire morning. So pretty wild action in overnight trading. Futures opened up, and then around 10 o'clock last night, they really plunged. They were down about 10 points on a big sell program. And then all of a sudden, really right around midnight, futures started to come back. And now they're trading up around 9 points at the moment. So what can you say? These are the wacky world that we live in. These are the markets, and we just take it one step at a time. So today there are a few things you want to watch for. One is watch the European market. It's pretty important, in my opinion, right now that you'll see that the most of the European markets are trading sharply higher. German DAX is up about 1.5%. The FTSE 100, which is England, they can print their own money, is up about 0.9%. The rest of Europe is doing very, very well, at least this morning. This is completely opposite of what Asia did last night. The Asian markets last night were down across the board. Last night we did have the Nikkei 225 index, which is Japan. That was down about 1.6%. The Shanghai Composite was down about 1.6% as well. So the two leading Asian stock indexes were both hammered last night. That could have had something to do with the China PMI, I believe, that came out last night. It was lower than expected. I think it was the third month of declines for the HSBC, China Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index survey. So again, that was pretty negative for the most part, but it looks like all of the European PMIs were up this morning. So that's definitely causing the markets to be a little bit stronger, at least before the opening bell. So let's get into some action here that I think is tradable today for the markets. One stock that I was looking at earlier was Advanced Auto Parts. Stock is gapping up nicely today. Has a little bit more upside. I would say around 121, somewhere around there. That's probably where the stock stalls out. But because it's a new all-time high, it is a very, very tough stock to try to fade or short. But I would not be chasing it up here. I would not be a buyer up here. And in fact, the stock gets to around 121.5 to 121 to 121.5. That's probably where it will stall out. But it's not a worthy short. But if you own it, I would look to be taking some profits up here. We're at least trailing the stop real tight. Any way you slice it or dice it, though, it is a very, very good move. A couple of other things here that I'm looking at. One, there's some rumors now that Sprint is going to go try and buy T-Mobile. So today you take a look at Sprint. This could be a little bit volatile. I don't really see a lot of upside in Sprint at the moment, but it could be a little bit of a volatile name today, simply for the fact that they're going to be trying to acquire another business. And T-Mobile just did a merger, I believe, with another carrier. So again, it's a little bit larger than it was. T-Mobile is trading up on the news. Stock right now is trading at $27.40. Again, T-Mobile should have more upside if this news turns out to be true. This is an options expiration week, so meaning this Friday is going to be the monthly expiration for the month of December. You will see a lot of rumors. You will hear about a lot of rumors this week. You will also hear a lot of upgrades and downgrades that really I don't think should be upgrades or downgrades. But in any case, it is the week of Options X this coming Friday. So throughout the entire trading week leading up to the expiration, you're going to hear a lot of rumors, and this is just par for the course today with Sprint and T-Mobile. But T-Mobile looks like a pretty strong name, even though there's a lot of resistance around the $28.25 level. The stock is holding pretty steady, at least at the moment. Now, natural gas futures are coming under a little bit of pressure. So those of you that are looking at the UNG, you really should be watching a decent little pullback this morning. UNG closed at $21.41. This morning in pre-market is trading at $20.58. Nothing really wrong with natural gas. It's just had too good of a move. And anytime you have that kind of a move, money will come out when it gets parabolic. And in all fairness, it was parabolic as far as last week is concerned when you look at the stock chart. So, again, UNG coming under some pressure, Nat Gas coming under some pressure. And that is typical after the big move that it has had. Let's take a look at Twitter. I know we don't talk about this all that much because it is a new issue. But Twitter was another stock that went parabolic as well. Last week closing at $59 a share. Today it's trading at $58. You got to expect some profit taking to come in on Twitter. Can it hold up? There's always a chance, but you cannot be a buyer or chase the stock here at this level. It's just overdone, overcooked, and stocks like this you really just have to leave alone. I think Twitter probably needs to pull back a little bit more for several days before you could even become remotely interested in owning this equity. Let's take a look at AIG this morning. The CEO was on CNBC. Stock is doing pretty well. Looks like they sold, I believe, their private jet business or something like that. You could check out the news for yourself. I only care about the stock tape. Stock has upside to around 51.50, possibly 51.75, but right around there you got to look for resistance. I don't think there's a lot of upside left in the equity, but nonetheless it is catching a pretty good bid here. It closed at $49.73 on Friday. It is trading up around the 51 level now, but max upside really is around 51.40, 51.50. I just don't see a lot more upside in the equity from this level, so be a little bit careful. I'm not sure how it's going to play out or trade out today, but there could be some scalping opportunities in there, and that's what we really look mostly for. Now remember, the market on a Monday is generally a little bit on the lighter volume side. This week you do have a 2-day Federal Reserve meeting, or an FOMC meeting, Federal Open Market Committee meeting, that will begin tomorrow and last into Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday afternoon will be Ben Bernanke's last press conference as the Federal Reserve Chairman, at least as far as meetings go. This weekend, or I should say this coming Friday, is also a quadruple witching options expiration. So again, there's a lot that can go on this week, and we're seeing a lot of wild moves already this morning before the opening bell, beginning with the real big drop in last night's futures market. So again, be a little bit careful there. Let's take a look at oil this morning. Oil is trading higher this morning by about 67 cents to $97.27 a barrel. If we take a look at the all-important USO, which is a good proxy for light sweet crude, which is the crude we trade here in the United States, you're going to see that this is trading up around $34.97. I ultimately think this does have a little bit more upside left to it on the daily chart. Doesn't mean it will do much intraday, but the daily chart is still okay, at least at the moment. So there's always a chance for a little bit of higher prices in this vehicle or this equity. As far as gold is concerned, gold this morning is trading flat on the session. It was negative by about $5 earlier, but it has come back a little bit. It's now up 50 cents on the day to $1,235.10. Let's take a look at the GLD. This is a good proxy for light sweet for gold futures. And what you'll see here, GLD right now is trading at 119.38. It closed at 119.38, but it was trading much lower this morning and has really come back to that flat line. So gold looks like it's holding up firm, and just the fact that the US dollar index is lower today and gold is holding up pretty well, that's a decent sign for gold initially. Also, if you take a look at the dollar-yen chart, dollar-yen is a little bit on the weaker side today. It is coming back a little bit, but just the fact that gold is holding up with a stronger dollar-yen or an upticking dollar-yen tells you that gold right now might have a little bit of a floor in on it, or at least even maybe a little bit lower. But gold is holding up pretty well this morning before the opening bell, and that should be noted, at least from my vantage point here. Okay, so pretty much that's everything that we're seeing. As far as economic data goes, you can check that all out for yourself. I really just care about the market action and the patterns on the charts, and that's what we do as stock traders, as chart traders. We're just really looking for the reaction. But nonetheless, futures are trading up this morning by about 9 points. NASDAQ futures are up 15.5. Big reversals from last night. You could see 10 o'clock last night we had that big plunge. Today futures have recovered and then some. They're trading up at new highs. So again, we want to respect what we're seeing on the charts, and we'll take it at that, and we'll see what the market gives us. But with that said, everybody, have a great trading day, and we'll see you on the charts.